a special contributor for the broadcast. Also, she will be joining the crew there. You see Maria Taylor, Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady. And CC will be making her TV analyst debut on their Basketball Night in America show for a game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Obviously, Clark, a big fan of LeBron James, so she'll probably have good things to say about him. Here's what
Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me and listen good, because the tectonic plates of the sports world have recently changed so violently that most people haven't even realized the ground is splitting beneath their feet. We are not only discussing a basketball player getting a new profession. We are discussing Caitlin's formal, signed, and delivered coronation. Clark is the most influential player in American basketball. Additionally, the WNBA front office is currently facing an unforeseen nightmare. It's official. The headlines are shouting the reality that the establishment attempted to conceal, and the ink is dry. In order to join their NBA, Caitlin Clark has inked an unprecedented multi-year contract with NBCUniversal Broadcast Group. Furthermore, this is hardly a charming little guest location. This is a hostile takeover of the media environment. The board has been examined by NBC. After considering the ratings, they made a choice that will alter the course of sports history. She is no longer being marketed as a WNBA star. She is being promoted as the game's face. Forget about it. Sam Flood, the executive producer of NBC Sports, went on record and said it. There is no more iconic figure in basketball right now, either in the women's game or the game overall, he declared. Do you understand the weight of that statement? He made no mention of women's basketball. He didn't qualify it. The game in general is a direct shot at the NBA's current marketing stars, he declared. It's a declaration that Caitlin Clark has reached a level of stardom that goes beyond gender, league, and reason, as well as a message to the WNBA.
Here's what she said in the press release. I'm really excited to be part of the Basketball Night in America crew this season. Carmelo, Vince, and Tracy are legends of the game, and Maria is a true professional. It will be really fun to join them a few times this season. And then from NBC, Caitlin is one of the most captivating players and dynamic scorers in basketball. We're excited to have Caitlin join Hall of Famers Melo, Vince, Tracy, and Reggie in New York for the launch of Sunday Night Basketball.
To see why this pact is so disastrous for her detractors, you must examine its particulars. On February 1st, she will make her debut, and it will not take place in a Connecticut studio. She is participating in a primetime basketball match between the Los Angeles Lakers and the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. This is the sport's largest stage. You have LeBron James on the court, Jalen Brunson is on the court. And NBC has concluded that the only person big enough to bridge that distance, the only person with a gravitational force to anchor that broadcast, is a 24-year-old lady from Iowa who has played fewer two complete basketball seasons as a professional. And look at who she is sitting with. Those who wish to see her fail would be terrified by this part. She is not seated at the children's table. Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, and Carmelo Anthony are on the team she is joining. The top 75 players of all time are listed here. These are absolute gods of the game. Additionally, Caitlin Clark will be seated directly beside them, dissecting movies, evaluating defenses, and engaging in peer-to-peer basketball discussions. No WNBA trophy could ever fully appreciate her basketball IQ like this. The world is told that she is respected by the legendary, that the network has faith in her, and that she should be in the discourse with the finest people who have ever done it.
But they made a big splash when Michael Jordan was announced as a contributor for their NBA coverage. Now, he's only appeared a couple times. It looks like it was from the same interview, but just the idea of Michael Jordan on screen created buzz. Now, similarly, they've created some buzz with Caitlin Clark, who was announced as a special contributor for the broadcast. Also, she will be joining the crew there. You see Maria Taylor, Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady. And CC will be making her TV analyst debut.
The utter catastrophe taking place in the WNBA front office is the elephant in the room, the black cloud that hangs over this entire statement. While Caitlin is getting ready to take over Sunday night and sipping champagne with NBC execs. In basketball, the WNBA is mired in a nasty labor dispute that might cause problems for the entire 20. The negotiations for a collective bargaining agreement have come to a standstill. There is uncomfortable silence between the league and the players, and we are looking at a probable lockout. Consider Caitlyn's recent use of leverage. The league is trying to bargain. They are attempting to keep the players under control, but Caitlin Clark recently left to take a job that pays her to appear on national television. She has solidified her career regardless of whether the WNBA plays a single game this year. Every Sunday night, Caitlin Clark will be on your TV screen, grinning, analyzing, and developing her brand with the NBA audience, regardless of whether the WNBA season is postponed, there is a strike, or the arenas close. "I don't need you to survive," she effectively informed the WNBA. The ultimate power move is this one. It fully removes Commissioner Kathy Angelberg's leverage and places it squarely in the talent's hands. To maintain its ratings, the league sorely needs Caitlin Clark. However, Caitlin Clark recently demonstrated that she can generate as much attention by discussing LeBron James as she can by competing against the Las Vegas Aces. Why are they spending so much money on a player who doesn't even play in the NBA? Their long-term strategy is the reason for this. After 23 years, NBC recently regained the NBA rights. They must create a stir. They must demonstrate that they are the new center of basketball culture. Additionally, they are aware that Caitlin Clark is currently the culture. They are utilizing the Caitlin Clark effect, which broke WNBA viewership records, and bringing that intensity to Thieman's game. They know that there is Caitlin has an army of millions of new fans who follow her everywhere. These individuals may not be fans of the Thunder or the Knicks, but they will still pay attention to what Caitlin has to say. It is an elegant, cynical, and smart corporate tactic. They are using her fan following as a weapon to increase their own ratings, and in the process, they are making her more famous than we have seen since Michael Jordan. Speaking of Jordan, take note of the similarities. Jordan's house used to be NBC. They are currently attempting to construct Clark's home. There is no denying the symbolism. She is being positioned as the next face of their basketball identity and the heir apparent, and they are doing it in front of everyone. This has sparked an explosive response that highlights the deep, ugly divisions in the sports media environment. As a female athlete breaks into the boys' club and takes center stage, some supporters are praising this as a win for women's sports. However, there are also those who are angry that a WNBA player is stealing NBA commentators' airtime, as well as detractors and haters. Some claim it's a gimmick or that she's just there because of the publicity. However, NBC is indifferent to the hatred. They actually adore it. They are aware that hate fans value watches just as much. Timepieces. The rating number continues to rise as more people tune in to attack her. It's the ideal trap. And Caitlin is prepared for this. We saw the widely shared video of her performing play-by-play for the Phillies, demonstrating her innate charm and her capacity for spontaneous humor. She is more than just a three-point shooter. She has a distinct personality. Sam Flood, an executive producer at NBC, discussed her passion for the sport and her methodical approach to interviews. She is not being hired merely to be attractive. She knows ball, which is why they are hiring her. She researches the game. She is able to. Fans value watches just as much. Timepieces. The rating number continues to rise as more people tune in to attack her. It's the ideal trap. And Caitlin is prepared for this. We saw the widely shared video of her performing play-by-play for the Phillies, demonstrating her innate charm and her capacity for spontaneous humor. She is more than just a three-point shooter. She has a distinct personality. Sam Flood, an executive producer at NBC, discussed her passion for the sport and her methodical approach to interviews. She is not being hired merely to be attractive. She knows ball, which is why they are hiring her. She researches the game. She is able to possess the content for social media. The goal of the extensive media campaign is to make her unavoidable. It is also functioning. With the announcement of the WNBA schedule, which promises a record 30th season, everyone's attention is focused on Caitlin joining the NBA broadcast. The league is trying to hype up expansion teams in Toronto and Portland. Caitlin grabbed the entire news cycle with a single press release, despite their best efforts to promote the new schedule. That must endure. The league executives' egos must be damaged because they fervently desire to be in charge of the story. However, they have long since lost control. The time Caitlin Clark started selling out arenas. On the road. The power dynamic changed permanently when she began to receive more viewers than the NBA playoffs. What about the future? What does TW stand to gain from this? We are aware that Los Angeles will host the Olympics. Angeles. NBC is the broadcaster for the Olympics. They are preparing Caitlin to be the face of 2020 by incorporating her into their NBA squad. She will probably be the main analyst or the face of the network's whole basketball package in addition to being the star of the Team USA women's team. It is an almost terrifying degree of dominance. She will be everywhere, and her position provides her with a stage on which to mold the story that precedes those games. She is able to discuss the global game. She is able to discuss player growth. She has the potential to pave the way for her own gold medal run. While everyone else is playing checkers, it's 4D chess. And let's not overlook the labor dispute context again. Players will suffer financially if the WNBA strikes or if there is a work stoppage. They will be searching for scrap and contracts elsewhere. Caitlin Clark will be broadcasting to the globe while earning millions of dollars while seated in an opulent suite at Madison Square Garden. In the WNBA, the difference between the haves and the have-nots is roughly to become much wider. And even more drama, narratives, and interest will be fueled by that tension. She hasn't earned it, according to her detractors. They will claim that she is too young. They will advise her to concentrate on her own game. But have a look at the figures. Take a look at the Caitlin Clark effect. She is economical. Everywhere she travels, she carries cash. And the only thing that counts in the sports media industry is money. NBC didn't hire her to be not. In order to defeat Amazon and ESPN in the ratings battle, they hired her. Additionally, by obtaining the most well-known brand in sports, they have unleashed a nuclear bomb on their rivalry. This serves as a warning to all those working in the field. Either adapt or perish. Caitlin Clark is exempt from the traditional wait-your-turn regulations. She is bringing a horde of admirers with her when she kicks down the door. Therefore, don't think of it as merely a TV segment when you see her on Sunday night standing next to Maria Taylor, laughing with Vince Carter, and discussing the Lakers. Think of it as a coronation. View it as the moment where the distinctions between the WNBA and the NBA finally blurred into irrelevance. Above it all, a single player controlled the discourse by holding the microphone. Caitlin will host the revolution, which will be shown on television.